Okay. Hello, everybody. Don't believe the thought you think. It's the theme of today. My name is Crystal, and I am a transformation coach for parents. I help parents to recapture their freedom. And here we have Elena.
I'm transformation coach for female entrepreneurs, and I'm helping you ladies to tap into your full potential. Our potential is limitless, and
Exactly.
we could be creators of our own life as soon as we tap into that potential. So, and today our topic is limiting beliefs.
Exactly, because limiting beliefs, it's one of the questions we had, and it's so important. So sorry. Yeah, I'm back. So limiting belief, it's really the first step. So when you have the limiting belief, how to transform them. And the question was how to find our limiting belief, but sometimes they're completely unconscious. So what we are going to do today, we are going to give 4 steps how to find the limiting belief and how to transform them, how it is. How does look it? It looks good, isn't it?
Exactly, it's good, and you know what, we all use it. We all need that, because no matter how good we are with theory, I'm doubting with my own limiting beliefs on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's normal. We all have them.
We all have them, and we all have a challenges to deal with that. But today we make your life just tiny bit easier.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, I use this process, so it's like a process of 4 questions, 4 steps, 4 questions, and I use that for really one limiting belief which I really struggled with during a while, and this process have been taught by Katie Byron, and the process is called the work. So maybe some of you know it. If you know about the work, you can just type, yes, I know. And I love this process because it's very simple and it really helps you to find what kind of limiting belief you have and how you can be sure that it is a limiting belief and it's not the truth. So there is 4 steps. The first one, and I let you
the step number 1 is actually, guys, before we start, you know what, limiting beliefs, sometimes we don't understand why and how to notice the limiting beliefs and where the beliefs comes from our emotions. So the step number 1 is to notice what is going on in your mind. Crystal, can you check it? I cannot see if we're live on Facebook. Can you see it? Because on my phone, I cannot see if we're live.
Okay.
So step number 1 is notice your state, where you are. Are you angry? Are you upset? Are you sad? What is going on? Just notice. Because quite often we're just going on the autopilot and we don't even realize where we are. And we quite often very low energy, and or we tired, or we keep saying we're tired and realistically we're not. Maybe we're upset about something because the energy, we just feel no energy. So the step number 1, notice.
Exactly.
Notice and maybe recognize that feelings. What is it?
Yeah.
What is really you are upset? Are you really upset with your family or with yourself or with the partner or with kids, or what is upsetting you, or uncertainty in this current environment?
And you know how you can do that? It's really like you just relax, okay? You take a paper, you relax, and you think back about maybe a situation that upsets you, like, oh, today I was at work and boom, something happened, that's upset me, or that made me, I don't know what, but I didn't like it. So you just go back, think back about that, how you feel in your body, what kind of emotions, what kind of thoughts, what kind of speech you said at that moment. Just come back to the whole situation and notice. So it's really the first step. Yeah.
Yeah. And then step number 2.
Step number 2, write it down. Everything you came back to your mind, write it down. And that's a funny thing, because last time we spoke about non-violent communication, when we had to observe everything without judgment. This time, in this process, in the writing down, be judgmental. So be nasty, be as judgmental as you have been in the situation. And it's the fun part, isn't it? So you just put everything on the paper you want, and be childish as you want. And yeah, take time, write everything down.
Okay? And you know, the more you write, you kind of letting it go. And sometimes even the paper will take this anger, or even sometimes when you're writing down, it's half of it, you processing this emotion, and you might not even after. That's what happened with me. As soon as I start writing, it's actually, I could see, oh my God, that sounds stupid. I'm upset about this. And when I keep writing it, and it doesn't make a sense to me after that. So, and then we come slowly to step number 3.
So we have Kathy looking at us. Hello, Kathy Hendricks.
Hello, hello. I actually could see we are live, thanks God.
Yeah. So yes, so you have to write it down and be as judgmental as you want. So it's really the fun part. And then the step 3. Step 3 is you have to isolate one thought that really bothered you. One thing so the things that made you mad, or that made you sad, or that made you upset, or whatever. Just this one thought. Maybe in the thing you wrote down, you had a lot of steps, lot of things, but just pick one.
Yeah.
Because if you want to go through one limiting belief, you have to pick one thought. Okay? So write down one thought you would like to work on.
Yeah, exactly. Because you obviously take slow one step at the time. You cannot do everything. And I just noticed on my screen, there is my son's name, Alex Savchenko. So just in case if somebody wondering, my name is Elena, I'm not Alex Savchenko. Yeah, so, and then pick one thought, one feeling, and one thing, or one worry that you
or one sentence you had, and we can go through that, because I really use this process with my husband. So I was like, and I told that already before in one show, it was like, okay, if it doesn't support me, it doesn't love me. Okay, that was my belief, and it was like going on and on and on in my mind. So I work with this process, I work on this one thought. Like, if
so you worked, my husband doesn't support me, and it means doesn't love me.
Exactly. That was the one thought, the one sentence, the one belief I wanted to work on.
Okay, perfect. And then we come to 4 questions.
Right.
You just answer, take this belief that you think your husband doesn't support me, and it means he doesn't love me. And then answer 4 questions. Is this true?
Exactly. Is this sentence true? Like, if my husband doesn't support me, it's equal, it doesn't love me. Is this sentence true? So if you watch us and if you think it's true, as I thought it was true, you just put a yes.
Yeah.
That's the first question.
Yeah. Okay. So, and the question number 2, if your answer is yes to question number 1, if you think it's true, then think, how can you prove it?
Yeah, how can you absolutely sure that it's true?
I give you my example, because my son dropped out of school in October. And what was happened with me, I put them together. My son dropped out of school. I'm a loser as a parent.
Exactly. That's a good sentence.
And that was exactly what I was thinking. I started to believe, okay, I lost, because the dropping off the school, because last year he was aiming for Harvard. And this year he dropped off the school. And I thought, okay, I'm loser. I've done a bad job. I've done everything bad. I'm ashamed. I cannot talk with people. I couldn't look even on somebody's eyes because I thought everyone see me, how bad parents I am.
So your first limiting belief that he's dropping school, it's because I am bad. I'm a bad parent.
Parents. I'm a bad parent. Yeah, that
right.
was my belief.
So
how can
is that true?
When I actually started to look at the things, it wasn't true.
Okay.
I wasn't a bad parent because I've done my only best, and we parents, we do our best what we think at that time. Sometimes it couple of years later, or maybe a couple of weeks later, we think it wasn't really good at the time what I've done, but realistically we only doing our best.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to wake up and say, okay, today would be bad parents, today we'll destroy this thing,
I will do my best in this direction.
No, we're all doing our best, and sometimes it doesn't work. And so when I started to look, how is he behaving with adults, how he is doing this, how my son achieving whatever he wants, and it's not like he drop off the school just to go and lie down and go smoke hash or whatever. He's doing much more than he's done in the school. And generally it was tough decision to accept. But as soon as I accept, okay, no, it's he's choosing his own way, and I'm not bad parents. I've done the best I could do. I'm not bad parents. And then we come to this question number 2.
So the question,
And the question answer to you. So question number 1, is it true? Question number 2, how can you prove this true? And then what happened if you continue to believe this way?
Exactly.
Can you imagine if I would continue to believe, oh my God, I'm a loser. Oh my God, I'm a bad parent. Oh my God, I'm.
So what happened in your behavior when you think you are a bad parent or a loser parent? What's happening with this belief in your behavior for the future?
Well, if I keep believing that I'm a bad person, I'm becoming a bad person. I start to behaving as a bad person. And because whatever I'm focusing is expanding. If I keep thinking I'm a bad person, I'm a bad parent, and then it grows. You know, if I'm bad parents and a bad woman, if I'm a bad woman and a bad, and then it's growing, and then I'm disaster.
We connect our self-worth to the results of our kids, right? But that's really something to detach yourself from it, indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, from Katie. Yeah, I agree, Katie. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that we connect with a lot of things, and it's a shortcut, and we should disconnect. And it's exactly what said Katie Barrow, and she said, every time I believe my beliefs, I go bad. So she did depression, she did overeating, and some stuff like that. And every time she disconnect from this first thought she had, these limiting beliefs, she has seen that the world is better and there is more possibilities to see other angles, other point of view. And definitely then you can improve yourself, or you can be creative.
Our beliefs, it's not our really friends. Our thoughts, they're not really our friends, guys. If you realize that, when I realized this, I'm like, okay, they're trying to keep me safe, then trying to keep me small. It's scary, and we're afraid, we're trying to prove something to someone. But you know what, when I started to be observer more in the life, then the things started to change. And not to attach to anything seriously and for long term. And then the question number 4, what happened if you stop believing in this? Can you imagine what happened? Okay, Crystal, what happened with you when you stopped believing your husband doesn't love you if he didn't support you in that, especially in that situation?
Yeah, I can explain how it went. So the first thing, it was, yes, it is true. If he doesn't support me, he doesn't love me. I was completely sure about that, and it was like a loop in my mind. And the second thing that was, can you absolutely sure that it's true? And was like, nah, I cannot really. So it was the first step that, no, I cannot really be sure. That's the third question is, how do you react if it's really true, or if you continue to believe it's true? And it's well, like, well, I divorce, because I cannot stay with someone who doesn't love me. So it was really the thought and the image I had in my mind. So it like, as no support is no love is, we cannot continue together. And it was like, wow, tsunami, like, oh, it's a big thing going on. And then if I think about, okay, how do you react if you believe it's not true? I was like, okay, if it's not true, then he has some good reason to not supporting me, or he is supporting me, but I don't see that. It was my thought. And indeed, at that moment when I was able to see that, I have seen all the support he was able to give me. It was not necessarily the one I waited for, but he did supporting me. And we spoke about that later, and told me I always have been a support, but I couldn't see that. So my limiting beliefs were completely wrong. Completely. And this work helped me completely to see that.
There you go. Kati said, in our only task as parents is to prepare and guide our kids to their future. That is simple but very different. Yeah, yes, Kati, exactly. Because okay, when I'm looking on these 4 steps according to with my case, okay, my son dropped off school, and I started to believe I'm a really bad parent. I'm a loser. And how can I prove it? I don't know. I didn't even think about that question realistically. I just keep believing I'm a bad parent. And what has happened to me? I became like a monster, guys. I started, first of all, I was doing my best to try to bring him back. So yeah, I was fighting, I was screaming, I was praying, I was crying, and then I was turning internet, was taking the phone, I wasn't cooking, I didn't give him money for his car to go to work when he got, I wasn't buying food. So I become a disaster parent. And when I said to myself, okay, if you come to question number 3, if I keep believing I'm a bad parent, because I become really bad parents for 2 months. Obviously, I was trying to control him back. I was trying to do what I want him to do, what I thought is right to do. So I become a disaster. And then somebody, well, I think I was talking with a lot of people. I asked for help. I couldn't manage. I asked for help. And I was talking with quite a few people. And one person said to me, do you love him just when he does the things what I want him to do? And then something actually switched in my mind. And then I decided, okay, if I stop thinking I'm a bad parent, I'm doing my only best, and I'd love to love my child no matter what he's dropping off or not dropping off school. If he's dropping off school, that's what my understanding, for me, it was the end of the world. For him, it wasn't. And so I choose to support him no matter what. I choose, because I stopped believing I'm a bad parent, and I started thinking, okay, how can I be a better parent? And I'm supporting and loving, no matter what.
And trusting.
And trusting him, even though I thought, okay, he's doing the biggest mistake in his life. But then I thought, because when I was a teenager, I was very stubborn. If I knew something, and as a teenagers, they probably think what the parents understand, they're old-fashioned, they're old people, they blooded. And I just choose, okay, I support him and let him learn by his own mistakes, because that's what we're learning. Yes, Katya, you have. Katya, I've done everything. Katya, I've done everything, bribing, hitting, beating, well, probably more verbally, but verbally it was nasty, to be honest. I'm not proud of what I've done. but then we talked and I said, listen, you know, I was just scared. Sometimes, and there was another thing, I was just scared. If I think, first of all, it was, oh my God, I'm a bad parent, and then was believe, I'm scared for him because he would make it in life. That's, you would go through another steps, another questions again about this thought. I'm scared.
Yeah.
And what realistically, I thought I was angry, but when I started to talk with somebody, it wasn't anger. I was just absolutely scared. So the probably would be the biggest challenge is to notice and name your limiting belief. Because sometimes we say, and we name it like, I'm angry, I'm pissed off, I'm that and that. But it's not, there is, what does it mean, pissed off? It doesn't mean anything.
Well, the thing is that you can write it down, oh, I'm pissed off, but then you have to write down the thought coming after.
Yes.
And when you write, you say, okay, I'm pissed off, I can see that, and why? And then you have a thought coming. You always have a thought coming. And when the thought comes, so write that down. And on that, you can ask this 4 question. And then you can find a way to think differently and to see, oh, that was so limiting. Ooh, I should change that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Katya's supporting us. Here's another parent. She's supporting and yeah, it's fear. Yes, that's very important to support child to go through his own mistakes and take away beliefs. And bad mom. Yes, Anna. Yes, Anna. Hello, beautiful. Yes, absolutely. That was my limiting beliefs. What is yours, guys? Share.
Mm-hmm.
Comment below and say about what is your limiting beliefs.
Yeah,
maybe
in one sentence, really, like mine was during a while, if my husband doesn't support me, doesn't love me. So that was a very clear limiting belief, and that make more or less my marriage kaput, I would say. So broke my marriage. The limiting belief of Elena was if my son stopped the school, so I am a bad parent. What kind of limiting belief do you have? And try then to do the steps.
Do you have any your orders right now, Christelle?
Now, let me think.
I have now because I'm in the process of opening something bigger, and then I'm thinking, oh, I'm too old. I wouldn't be able. I wouldn't be able to compete with young competitions. I probably too old because the information not coming too often. Because I could see some stuff my son getting very quickly, and it takes me time. And then it's kind of I'm really proving I'm slower than him, and then I'm saying. Instead of saying, okay, I'm a little bit slower, I'm straight away putting math, you're too old. And that's not true. I'm not too old. Okay, I'm slower for sure, but it's not too old. And then, it will be so difficult to do it by myself. Or I don't have to do it by myself. I could start looking for people. And then it's too late to start. It's too scary to start new niche completely because too scary to go to unfamiliar.
So one of my limiting beliefs is my English is not good enough to do coaching in English. That is one of my limiting beliefs. And even if I know it's not true, still sometimes it's come back. And then I have to fight that back. And I think it's one point as well that it's okay to have limiting belief. It's okay to accept that, and it's okay to, because when we accept to be limited somehow, then we can look at it. So if I accept to think that I think that my English is not good enough, then it's the possibility to really look at it. If I don't accept that, so I just put that away. And if I put that away, I have no possibility to observe it because my mind tell me that it's not present. But if I accept that, I can see it's present, then I can work on it and I can transform it, change it, or in fact, deal with it. So that's very important.
Yeah. Yes, just name them, and write down a lot of them, write down all stories, because sometimes paper knows it's itchy so badly. So sometimes the paper will take all the pressure out. It works for me. Look at that. what is this happening? In our Russian tradition, we were saying we got drunk. So, but very unlikely I get it because I'm not drinking at all now. So, guys, okay, let us know. Thank you, Kati. Thank you, and let us know. Was it useful? Was it? What do you think? Comment below your limiting beliefs, because sometimes when I'm listening somebody else's opinions or what they think, then it's kind of, oh, is that what I'm doing? Because we all each other's teachers.
Yeah, and what is great with sharing is that you can see how it is the same with other people. So I did a workshop with children where we spoke about our fears, and everybody had to explain about fears. And at the end, one child said, "Oh, it was so like delivering." So it helped me really to liber myself, as well, to free myself, because I never speak about my fears.
Yes.
And it's exactly the same with limiting belief. We never speak about that, really. And some of them told me, oh, it's so good to see that everybody had some fears and everybody had some limiting beliefs. So the fact of sharing is very important indeed. So sharing is caring. A lot of people say that, but somehow it's true.
Yeah. Yes. And let's and when you're getting out, first of all, you might inspire someone else. Second, you learn, and there, as soon as you're sharing, there is a chances to heal this thing. So share that and start writing it. And so that's all. Thank you, Kati. Kati had to run away.
Exactly. Yeah, she's gone.
So thank you guys for watching. And so the next time, what we're talking next time, it will be surprise.
Yeah, and if you have some questions you would like to ask, you can ask the question in comments, or you can ask the question in a private message, and we will happy to be to answer this question, to work on them if we don't have the answer right now. But I think we have a good experience with our customer and with ourselves. So
and
I always have answers.
I'd like to finish with the same thoughts that we started. Don't believe the thoughts you think, because your thoughts wants to keep you small and hidden and in a comfort zone. And
they are not your best friends.
They're not your best friends.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So
see you next week. Are you there next week?
Yeah. See you next Thursday at 1.
See you next week.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.